Hey everybody, welcome back to Out Reptiles. My name is Garrett Hartle, and right now it is time for everybody's new favorite segment, Superdwarf versus the world. This week is going to be especially interesting because we are going to compare Superdwarf reticulated pythons to the original Mainland Reticulated Pythons. When I started Out Reptiles, I decided that Superdwarfs would make a better pet than the Mainlands, but just in case I'm wrong, I figured who better to ask to compare these two animals than my old buddy Jay. Now Jay Brewer, you guys might know him as Jay from Prehistoric Pets. He's a social media icon these days and is all over the place. He's definitely one of the most accomplished Mainland Reticulated Python breeders in the world. What you may not know is that Jay and I actually go pretty far back. No pun intended, like I broke my back, and in physical therapy while I was on disability for like a year, I did nothing but hang out at Prehistoric Pets. Became friends with a guy. Him and his family ended up at Ashley and I's wedding, and then I ended up working for him for 3 years selling reticulated pythons. So those good times. And one of my favorite things about with me and Jay's relationships is that we're both a little bit stubborn.
I was going to say knuckleheaded.
Knuckleheaded, yeah. Always right. AKA always right. So anyways, us two knuckleheads used to butt together in a loving way about everything. This morph versus that morph. This philosophy on life versus that philosophy. And we had a grand old time. So you might get to see a little bit of that in this video. I'm hoping that you do. If we're going to talk about Mainland Retics, obviously we're just going to go right to the source. So Jay Brewer, first thing I want to know, Mainland Retics wow factor. Scale
wow
of 1
factor.
to 10. 10 being that's amazing, wow. 1 being like that's kind of
okay, well, I'd have to say 12 because Mainland Retics are the longest snake in the entire universe.
Is he the first person to cheat on the scale?
Duh! I mean, come on, is it true or false? It's the longest snake that's ever recorded as a reticulated python.
I'll allow it.
So, I mean, it ain't no 10, it's over the top, baby.
The next question is, what kind of diversity do you get within the species? If it's like only one thing and that's it, then that's a 1. If it's got a ton of diversity within retics alone, then that's a 10.
Gosh, I didn't think it'd be a 10 again, but in real life, retics are probably one of the most variable snakes because of all the island species and all that. Of course, we're talking about mainlands, but even mainlands vary from depending on what area they come from and how big they get, and their different colorations and patterns. So they're really diverse.
Even before the morphs.
Correct.
Sizes,
and
looks,
forget the 500
personality.
different combinations.
Right, yeah.
That have been created over the years.
Right. All right, how about attainability, price? Is it easy enough to get one if you wanted one as a pet?
Okay, so price and attainability. Yes, you can get a common one. When I say common, it just means that it isn't like a certain locality from a rare place for under $200. And
yeah.
Then when it comes to, you know, wanting something super rare, get the wallet out. So it's a really broad band, kind of like their diversity.
Yeah, but I would say even like under, say, $500.
Oh, there's so many kinds. There's so many
different
color morphs under $500. It's absolutely amazing. But it's like literally, like we said, there's hundreds of morphs, and they've been around for, you know, a couple decades, the morphs. So those early morphs, some of them are absolutely stunning and cost very low amount of money.
Yeah. How about their personality on a scale of 1 to 10, temperament, personality?
On a scale of 1 to 10, personalities between 1 and 10. Truth is, when they first came in from the wild, they were almost all horrible. And through captive propagation, we have retics that are just, they think they're literally puppies. I use the word puppies and people get mad, but I mean, I have a retic that I guarantee you I can hand to anybody on the planet Earth and they don't have anything to worry about. That being said, most of my snakes have, through being, you know, handled and all that, are very tame. That being said, boy, a wild caught one can be horrible.
Yeah.
So the
Or
scale
even the
is
wrong captive bred one.
Yeah.
You know, depending on its history.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
whatever.
sometimes it's weird. You'll breed 2 tame snakes and make really mean ones, and sometimes you breed 2 not very tame snakes and you get very, very tame ones. So it's really kind of all over the place. For scoring purpose, we'll say the gamut could be anything. 5 is a real number.
So how about like support industries? If I'm gonna own a retic for the course of its life, how easy is it to get like the proper caging, feeding, stuff like that? If I gotta get stuff for it, is it well developed? You know, like crested geckos got their rapashi.
I would say it's only a 7 there because depending on how you're going to feed your retic, if it's a mainland, it can get gigantic if you're going to feed it a lot. Now all of a sudden, cages are not quite as easy as, say, you can't run down to the local pet store and go grab a 8-foot enclosure that's 3 foot deep. You're going to have to go online, hunt it down. You can find everything you need, but it is definitely not like go to Walmart.
Okay, how about the interactivity with that animal?
Interactivity with that animal. If you own 1 or 2 or 3 retics, you can create a relationship that's absolutely insane with 85% of the retics. 15% of them may never ever be that great. I mean, they're like people. They have personalities, very strong personalities. When you own one, you can connect with it, or you can be the kind of person that doesn't get along with each other. It's a really weird situation, but these snakes are actually intelligent. The funny part is they read you like a book. So I can walk up to a snake that's mean to everybody and it'll act fine because it senses that I have 0 fear. So therefore it's like, oh, he's not trying to eat me or attack me, or, you know. I can't tell you how many people are pissed when they bring the snake in that's mean and I just pick it up and throw it around my neck practically. But you know, they're smarter than people give them credit to.
How about the ease of care?
It's a 3, but back to understanding what you need to do. Retics are so smart that if you give them the wrong environment, they will do anything to try to fix it. So if your enclosure doesn't have a hot end and a cool end, they're gonna pace, they're gonna wear themselves out, they're not gonna do well because you're not providing what they need. That being said, if you understand they need a gradient, all of a sudden the ease of care can go all the way up to a 10. They don't like it super wet, they don't like it super dry, and so it's not, I wouldn't say, you know, back to crested gecko. Crested gecko's a 10, and a retic is a 4 or 5.
Right. Okay, durability. How hardy are they in captivity?
So I actually picked retics because they're so durable. If you have any clue how to take care of a retic and you're even close, a retic is very durable. They're not big at picking up respiratory issues. They're not big about having eating issues. You can create an eating issue, you can create a respiratory issue, but if you're even close to the guidelines, you're not gonna have an issue. So the durability is a 9 compared to like a Burmese or a ball python.
All right, we've got 2 more. Okay, so one would be like safety or risk factor.
Safety or risk factor.
One would be my pet king cobra or something.
There is always a risk factor with any animal, and of course, if you're gonna buy a retic and you're gonna grow it up and feed it everything at once, then you're dealing with a massive mainland. And now it becomes this little bit of a dangerous animal. But before you feed it a lot and get it gigantic, I would say it's only a 3 or 4 for danger.
Okay. So bonus thing, if there's anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't cover, you can create your own category and give it a 1 to 10.
Misconception category on reticulated pythons.
Okay.
Almost a 12 again, but I'm not allowed to use it twice in one video, so a 10. So a mainland retic does not mean that you're gonna have a 25-foot snake.
Right.
That's just a myth that people think that like one day you're gonna wake up with a 20-foot python in your house or a 25-foot python in your house.
That's super rare. I mean, you have tons of them. How many over 20-foot
I worked
retics
so hard. I've never had a 25-foot retic, and I spend my life trying to get one. Different deal.
Right on, man.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Right
Have
on
an awesome day, you guys.
Wow, Superdwarfs barely scraped by to win the day. This is Thomas instead of Garrett because it's 5:37 p.m. on Friday, about 23 minutes before the video is supposed to go up. And I just realized that I did the math wrong when I was adding the numbers up. Somehow I got 82.5 instead of 78. Big shout out Gina Ruck for letting me know. So had to make a big adjustment last minute. But yeah, pleasant surprise. Before we thought Superdwarfs lost, and I guess they won. So they still maintain their dominance over Mainlands. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you think of the scores in the comments below. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. If you want to watch how we got the score for Superdwarfs, go ahead and watch this video right here. It's a good one. I say that every time, but that's because I mean it. It's a good video. All right, peace.